Hello everyone and welcome to this full seller board tutorial. If you don't know who I am, my name's Hayden. I've been selling for over 5 years now. I've done 1.5 million plus. I've used the USA and UK Amazon seller accounts and I've been using SELLERBOARD for this whole process. Now, what I'm going to talk you through in this video is not only a full tutorial on SELLERBOARD, but I'm going to show you how to track your profit correctly. I'm going to show you how to predict sales in the future using SELLERBOARD so that you can make more money without making sure you don't go out of stock, making sure you don't overstock and things like that, how you can forecast on this app as well. I'm going to show you how to get refunds from Amazon, reimbursements back from Amazon they owe you that they shouldn't be owing you. They could potentially owe you tens of thousands of pounds, by the way. I'm going to show you how you can use this tool and actually get it to pay for itself by tracking them refunds as well. I'm going to show you to manage your inventory using this tool, make sure you've got the correct cost of goods, make sure your profit is all on point, and many more cool things. Don't go anywhere. This is a full 2024 tutorial for SELLERBOARD. Let's go. Hey guys, we are now inside SELLERBOARD here. So this is the first panel that you're going to see. So by the way, there's a 2-month free link to SELLERBOARD, by the way, if you want to try it for 2 months, no credit card required, which is always nice. But next to that, there's also a demo. So this is the demo account that I'm inside now. It's not my account. I've got one for the UK and USA, right? And this is what happens when you log in. So the first panel you're going to see here is the dashboard. So you've got the current today's profit made yesterday, and usually what I do when I check in every day is check the yesterday's profit made. But what only, and then it's got month to date, forecast, last month, and this forecast is pretty accurate actually. Now, what you can also do in here, which is very, very important, is look at the breakdown of the profit. So you can see an overall there of the 76749 as the total turnover, but then if we look for the profit, it's also 746. Now, obviously that's not correct, but let's say you logged in and it wasn't the price that you wanted to be, it wasn't the profit making that you want it to be, then you need to click here and you can look at the Amazon fees. Has there been any Amazon inbound transportation, for example? What was the advertising cost? Because I'll show you in a minute that all connects to your advertising as well. And then any other costs that come into it as well. So you can see the referral fees and the amount of units sold and everything like that. So if there's an issue, or if there's an issue with last month, for example, you can check the Amazon fees. It will show you the total fees, the total refunds, total shipping costs, etc. All of these shipping costs get broken down, and then you can figure out why you're making less or more profit than what you expected. So it gives you a proper breakdown here. Now, what it also gives you is a proper breakdown per product. So as you can see here, you've got the total, you've got the picture of the product, the ASIN, which you can click like that, by the way, if you want to send it to your VAs to tell them to restock this item, for example, if it's sold well. So it's kind of a nice little hub there. It's got the units sold, and if you've sold loads of units and it's almost out of stock, someone needs to restock that. And for me, it's my team. So I'll just ping them any ASINs that I'm concerned about. Hey guys, can you just check if, you know, this is on the way, you know, it's in the prep center already prepped, for example. If we scroll over here, we can start looking at the total net profit there, total margin per product as well there, ROI. And then if we click more over here, not only can we see the total per day, per month, per last month, you can see a breakdown of the actual product, guys, which is really, really interesting. So you've got the advertising cost, refunds, cost of goods, for example, and then it shows you the total net profit for all of these sold products. Now, you can do, what you can actually do is go to the product section here, take an ASIN, chuck it in here, and then you can click on that, click on filter, and then what it's also going to show you there is the cost of good and then the profit per unit there, just to make sure you've got the correct cost of good there, guys. So the product section there, for all of your ASINs, any new products you add, you need to add the cost of good in there, minus VAT, and then it's going to show you the profit per unit there, right? But if you want to get per ASIN how much money you've made after the last 30 days, for example, you can also type the ASIN in there, click filter, and all of these boxes are going to be attributed just for that particular ASIN. So as we can see, today we've sold a lot of it, yesterday 392, month to date 1,400. It will show us a forecast in a minute when that loads, and then last month, just this ASIN, by the way, guys, it's got that there. So the 7,693. Once again, you can break this all down. So you can do it per all of your products, or you can do it per ASIN. So it's really, really cool there, guys. So let's click off that, and then click filter again, so it shows us the total products sold in general. And as you can see, it's got a breakdown of all the products down there. So not only does it do this, guys, and it's got all the panels there, and you can do it per product. You can add as many products as you want, add the cost of good there without VAT. You can also go onto the chart here and look at it in a chart format as well, and it's also got the breakdown there. You can also go on the profit and loss tiles here, which are really cool. Anyone that wants to really, really dig into this data as well, then, you know, this is not going to replace accounting software, this, guys, but you can use it on the side of your accounting software to get an overall outlook on this stuff. This is also a profit and loss thing that you can see here, month by month. It's got, you know, different sales there, all the costs down there for all of your advertising, and then it just shows us a total there. So it's really cool. You can also look at trends here at the top as well. I said this was an in-depth tutorial of Sellerboard, didn't I? I didn't lie. So we're really going over everything here, guys. So it shows you trends as well. So it can show you the trends from June, July, May, April, example, whether it's trending up or it's trending down. Now, this can be really important for you to, especially, you know, when you're forecasting stock or looking at different months of the year, you know, January and December, let's say we want to see how many sales we're going to get in them times of the year. Is it a high time of year or low time of year? We can look at the trends here, what happened last year. So once you've been selling on Amazon for a while, you start to pick up this data, and data's everything. Data really helps us to replenish stock or forecast stock and all that sort of stuff. So that's good. We've got the data there. Data there. Don't know why I said there twice then. So let's click back to the tiles here, guys. So that's this page. But when I mentioned in the intro that I was going to help you forecast as well, I use Sellerboard to forecast my my months, right? So let's say we're coming up to Q4 and I want to know how many units, because I've got all my data from last year, which you guys will have soon. You'll have it every single month. The sooner you start collecting data on this software, the better. The longer you have this software, the better, because that means that you can collect data and then look back on it. So I've been selling for about 5 years now, but this is a demo account, so it's not going to show me, right, guys? But let's say I want to figure out, you know, last December, I want to judge how many units I'm going to sell of any product, okay? So let's click December 2023, click filter, and then it showed us the amount of sales that we've got in December, but not only the sales, guys, it's got the product sold down here. So that shows me, and this is where you're going to have to make a note of this personally as well. You sold 700, if this was your account, you've sold 775 units last December, right? That means at a bare minimum, you need to make sure you've got 775 units in stock for next December coming up, right? But if you went out of stock, then that's when you need to dig in a little bit deeper into forecasting, okay? So this app is great for showing you the amount of sales you got last year. But this is the first part of the data. And then you want to look, if you went out of stock, then it means that you're going to obviously need more units, most likely in this December coming up. Never guaranteed, but this December coming up. Therefore, you're going to have to start looking at competition and start looking at, you know, the keeper graphs and stuff like that, and how many sales were they getting as well, okay? I just did a video on this. It's going to come out in a few days, or it's just been released, whatever, depending on when you're watching this video, and how to forecast stock, how to replenish stock. Go and check that out. Type it in the search bar on my channel if you want to know more about forecasting. But this is one of the main tools that I use for that. Look at how many we sold last year. Did we go out of stock? If we went out of stock, then we need to manually figure this stuff out to see how many units we can actually make sure we've got in stock for December, so that we don't miss out on them sales, guys. But equally, you don't want to overstock, and that's why it's good to have this data here. So that's really cool to use these panels here as well on Sellerboard. It's one of the most important things, and you can obviously click on different marketplaces here as well, guys. So anyway, let's get rid of that. Let's get the filter back to that. So today, yesterday, month today, this month, forecast last month. This is where I leave it most of the time. And then we're going to go on to products here. So I just showed you products guides, very self-explanatory. So you can do the cost of goods. But not only can you do the cost of goods, and not only can you put the VATable status there as well. This is USA account. They don't have VAT over there, so it's not going to show us. But if you were in the UK, it would ask you for the 20% or 0% VAT code, and then you can override it there if it's incorrectly got it there, which it shouldn't do. That's if, you know, make sure you've got your correct tax codes on Amazon, and then it's going to show you the data here, but you may need to edit it, whether it's a 20% or 0% tax code, because that's going to affect the panels on the dashboard there, the amount of profit you're making. So you've got to make sure you explain to Sellerboard if it's 20% or 0% VAT. You then put the cost of good there. But let's say you've replenished stock and the supplier has unfortunately put the price up by 50p. Well, that's what this period by batch thing is. That's here. So what we can do is put the by period, by batch, and then you can update when the new price came in. It's on the demo account. It's not allowing me to click into that, but you would be able to do that. And then, as you can say there, by new batch, this date, the unit cost went up to X amount, and then it's not going to change all of the profit you've made for the last few months. It's just going to update it from the date that the new stock comes in, if that makes sense. So it's really cool. It's a really cool little thing there. I think I actually requested them to add that feature a few years ago, so that's cool. You've then got the expenses page down here, so you can truly add all the expenses on here just to make sure that you don't have to do this manually yourself. So let's say you've got a warehouse, virtual assistants, accounting software, for example. Add this all on, and then you can also add the date that you want it to go out. And then what that's going to do is deduct off these panels here on the exact date that it comes out. So I hope that makes sense, guys. LTV, we're not going to go into this, but this is obviously about the acquisition of your customers, acquisition of sales per customer for the last 6 months, for example. So we're not going to go into that. Cash flow down here is pretty cool. So you can type in all the, all your fees here that you've got down there, for example, and then it just shows you a benefit of all your cash flow, and it gives you the amount that you have actually had, the amount of payouts you've had in Amazon for the last few months. But it's pretty boring, this stuff. I don't really use this part personally, but you could use this if you want to know how much cash you've had out to yourself. Report section here, guys. This is where you can get the report to your spreadsheets if you want to analyze it in a bit more of in-depth sort of scenario. I personally don't do that. I use it within the dashboard, but if your accountant wants it or something, or if your business partner wants that information, you can absolutely download it onto a spreadsheet as well. The next part here is the PPC, guys, and stay to the end of the video because I'm going to show you how you can actually get this app to pay for itself, you know, using the PPC and everything like that. Using the money back section down here where we're going to start getting reimbursements from Amazon. But this is the PPC dashboard, so it's going to show you a total of your PPC sales. It's going to show you the orders that you've had. It's going to show you your expenses, and then it's going to show you how well they're performing month by month here, guys. So that's a really cool thing there. You can also have the recommendation section here. Once again, type in PPC Sellerboard into my search bar on my YouTube if you want a full tutorial on this. I personally have not, I'm not going to go over it in this video because I've already done it in a separate video, but just as a brief overview, PPC here gives you the recommendations of what you should change the bid to. So that's like some AI stuff built into it. It's got the automation log there. If you've allowed it to do an automation for you, it will tell you what it's done. So it's increased the bid by 27 cents there to optimize the ACoS there. So obviously if you want automations on, then it's going to do that for you, so it will actually be in charge of your PPC as well, which is pretty cool. And then we've got the inventory planner here. So the inventory planner here, if you're doing private label, for example, and you want to restock some items, it shows you the amount of days left you've got of stock, and then it shows you the amount of days until you should make a next order here. So that's really cool, guys. Really, really cool. On the inventory section here, it's really cool as well, right? So what it does is shows you the amount of cost of goods that you've got, and it shows you the amount of potential profit that you've got, which is really cool. So FBA plus FBM, we've got 2,910 units. This is your FBM stock that you've marked on your Seller Central and your FBA units you've sent in. It's got the potential sales there, and the potential profit, and then the cost of goods. So at any one time you can log into this. It's really cool, and you can see how much cost of goods you've got for all your products, and then you can see how much potential profit you can make for all this and the potential sales you can get. Okay, so it's got the stock that's in prep as well, so you can mark the stock down here, prep center stock, you know, stuff that, you know, if you've got stock in your prep center. This isn't something that I do because we do 100% FBA, but if you wanted to mark the amount of stock that you've got in your prep center, you can mark that, and that's going to add to this dashboard as well. If you just do FBA, then it's going to show you the cost of goods, the potential profit, and the potential sales from all of your units, which is really cool. So as you can see, the ordered units, the prep stock, and the FBA in total, we've got 65,000 units with a cost of goods of 174,000, potential sales 788, potential profit of 417,000. So whatever model you do, you're going to be able to log in at any one time and get all this data, and it's really, really powerful to have that, guys. It's really powerful to have a snapshot of like your net worth essentially. So that's really cool there, guys. So we can do the purchase orders, FBA shipments as well. Purchase orders is going to link into what I just spoke about, so we're not going to go through that. Suppliers is just a list of your suppliers so you don't lose track. It's really cool. The FBA shipments is really cool. So any shipment you've got in the way to Amazon, rather than going through it manually yourself on Amazon, what you can actually do is go to this page here, and it's going to give you a shipment ID, and then it's going to show you the amount of units that have been received, and it's going to show you the you can add a comment there, the last update, what status it's in. And if there's any errors with this, then what you can do is click into the shipment and actually open, and you can actually open a case with Seller Central and ask them about it. Okay, so it's going to show you, sometimes there's issues with your shipments on Amazon. Sometimes they miss a couple of items or something like that. But if you're sure that you sent the items, you can open a case after you see that there's an issue with your shipment. Hopefully you want it all to be 100% units received, and then it's closed, and then that's fine. But unfortunately that's not reality. So occasionally there's an issue with your shipments, and then you need to open a case. So this gives you that bird's eye view of that. Autoresponder we're not going to go into because I don't use that personally, and then the money back section is the final section here, guys. So obviously you can use this for eBay, Shopify, but that's not the tutorial we're doing today. It also links into them if you sell on that platforms. What we want to look at is the lost and damaged section here, the returns, and the FBA fee changes. So this is when you can start to get it to pay for itself, guys. So as you can see in the lost and damaged section, once you connect this to your Amazon Seller Central account, it's going to show you the amount of reimbursement that Amazon owes you. So this is money that Amazon owes you that you have not claimed back. So this is like a gold mine, right? This is why I'd never be cancelling Sellerboard, because it pays for itself. Because every time I log in, this is connected to my Amazon Seller account. All the refunds that have been sent back to me that we haven't been paid for, or Amazon warehouse damage issues, for example, all of that is going to show in these reports here. So we've got currently owed to us $693. Now and you can read that there, and it explains how to do this, but basically you need to contact seller support with the template it shows you, and it's going to straight away show template, and you take that template and then you add all of the products that it's going to show you. Okay, so and then once you send them templates to Amazon, they will start reimbursing you that money back. Now I've outsourced this. I get my team to look at this every single week, and we claim back hundreds of dollars and hundreds of pounds on both of our accounts just using Sellerboard like this. We also do it for the returns down there. As you can see, it will show you how much you're owed for the returns and the FBA fee changes which happen. And then you can download all these reports, and you should just have this systemized where your team or you is sending these reports every single week and getting Sellerboard not only to pay for itself, but to make you more profit in the business. And when you get them refunds, they will show up on this dashboard here. Amazon fees, there's none there at the moment, but it will show you the Amazon fees there, and it will say reimbursement, and then that will add to these panels at the top here, guys. Get the 2-month free trial below. Give it a go for yourself. I've been using this for literally since I started now, so been about 4.5 years. I think it's about 6 months after I started using this. I'd highly recommend it, and there's no credit card required to give it a go. So if you've got any questions, let me know below. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video, guys. It's been great.